The humanitarian office of the European Union has been supporting the Iraqi people hit by the conflict these last 4 years. Our support was at the level of around 400 million euros over these 4 years to a series of partners, UN agencies, and non-governmental organizations. Our main office in Iraq is in Erbil, and the purpose of our stay, of the visit today, was together with our colleagues in charge of the development to set the base of the blueprint of our aid program for the next 2 years. The question that we have to discuss with the KRG authorities, as well as with the Iraqi authorities, is how to approach the situation of the internally displaced persons who have not returned yet. There were a lot of spontaneous returns, but there are still around 1.8 people that were displaced because of the war against Daesh, which was happily won, and we were happy to celebrate that first anniversary yesterday. There are still 1.8 million people which did not return. So the point, and most of them are in the northern part of the country, and most of them are in the 3 governorates which are under the responsibility of the KRG. So the question is how to approach that situation. We had the first series of conversation. We're going to have to come back on that later on, but the main purpose of our visit here, as well as in Baghdad, is that from the humanitarian point of view, we do not intend to pull out. We are still going to be there, and we are still keep on supporting the most vulnerable, as we did since the beginning of the conflict. Now, that clearly illustrates that return must be duly prepared. I mean, returning to his own town is a human right. It's an individual right. The decision has to be taken voluntarily, and the return must be implemented in a safe and dignified manner. But the return must also be sustainable. That is to say that we have to help creating conditions in the area or the community where the people are returning, which would help stabilize his return. So return must be prepared. It's an operation which takes time and for which resource must be mobilized. So implementing return operation in a hastily way will simply lead to the situation that we are faced now, that is to say, people who indeed are returning back from the place they come from. We have to be determined, we have to be patient, we have to program this return operation, and that is the purpose of our first conversation with the authorities, both in Baghdad and in Erbil today.